Moving on to the first exercise. First question is, there are 20 girls and 15 boys in a class. What is the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys? And what is the ratio of number of girls to the total number of students in the class? Let's do the solution. First, given that in a class, number of girls is equal to 20, number of boys is equal to 15. This implies total number of students is nothing but sum of number of girls plus number of boys, that is 20 plus 15, which gives 35. Now we have to find the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys. First we should know what is meant by ratio. The comparison of two quantities of same units is called ratio. Ratio is equal to number of girls to the number of boys. This can also be written as number of girls is to number of boys. This is equal to 20 is to 15. This can also be written as 20 upon 15. Here 20 and 15 are multiples of 5. So 5 goes in 20 by 4 times and in 15 by 3 times, and we will get 4 upon 3. Therefore, required ratio is equal to 4 is to 3. Now, in the second bit, we have to find ratio of number of girls to the total number of students in the class. Therefore, ratio is equal to number of girls upon number of students, that is total number of students. This can also be written as number of girls is to number of students. This is equal to number of girls is 20 and total number of 35. This can also be written as 20 upon 35. Here 20 and 35 are multiples of 5. So 5 goes in 20 by 4 times and in 35 by 7 times, which is equal to 4 upon 7. Therefore, required ratio is 4 is to 7. Moving on to the second question. Out of 30 students in a class, 6 like football, 12 like cricket and remaining like tennis. Find the ratio of number of students liking football to number of students liking tennis and number of students liking cricket to total number of students. Let's do the solution. First, take down the given data. That is, given that in a class, number of students who like football is equal to, and number of students who like cricket is equal to 12, and total number of students is equal to 30, and given that remaining like tennis. So number of students who like tennis is nothing but total minus, that is 30, minus number of students who like football, that is 6, minus number of students who like cricket, that is 12. This is equal to 30 minus 6 gives 24 and 24 minus 12 gives 12. Therefore, number of students who like tennis is equal to 12. Now we have to find the ratio of the following. First, we should know what is meant by ratio. The comparison of two quantities of same units is called ratio. Now consider the first bit. That is, we have to find the ratio of number of students liking football to number of students liking tennis. That is, ratio is equal to number of students liking football to, that is, football is to tennis. This can also be written as number of students liking football upon number of students liking tennis. This is equal to, here we can observe that 36 and 12 have no units and these are numbers. So we can compare the numbers. Therefore, ratio is number of students liking football is 6 upon number of students liking tennis is 12. And 6 in the numerator goes in 12 of the denominator by 2 times, which gives 1 upon 2. This can also be written as 1:2. Therefore, required ratio is equal to 1:2. And coming on to second bit, we have to find the ratio between number of students who liking cricket to total number of students, which is equal to number of students liking cricket is 12 is to total number of students are 30. This can also be written as 12 upon 30. Here we can observe that 12 and 30 are multiples of 6. So 6 goes in 12 by 2 times and in 30 by 5 times, which gives 2 upon 5. This can also be written as 2:5. Therefore, required ratio is equal to 2:5. Moving on to the third question, see the figure and find the ratio of number of triangles to the number of circles inside the rectangle, number of squares to all the figures inside the rectangle, number of circles to all the figures inside the rectangle. Let's do the solution. First, write down the given data, that is, given that inside the rectangle, number of triangles is equal to 1, 2 and 3, and number of squares is equal to 1 and 2, and number of circles is equal to 1 and 2. This implies total number of figures inside the rectangle is nothing but sum of number of triangles plus number of squares plus number of circles, which is nothing but 3 plus 2 plus 2, which is equal to 3 plus 2 gives 5 and 5 plus 2 gives 7. Therefore, total number of figures inside the rectangle is 7. Now, we have to find the ratio of following. First, we should know what is meant by ratio. The comparison of two quantities of same units is called ratio. Now we can observe that here 3, 2, 2 and 7 are all numbers. So we can compare the following. So take down the first one, that is ratio is equal to number of triangles to number of circles, which is equal to number of triangles are 3 is to number of circles are 2. This can also be written as 3 upon 2. Here there is no common factor for 3 and 2. So the required ratio is 3:2. Similarly, for the second ratio, we have to find the ratio between number of squares to total number of figures, which is equal to number of squares are 2 is to total number of figures are 7. This can also be written as 2 upon 7. Here 2 and 7 do not have any common factors. So the required ratio is 2:7. Similarly, take down the C bit. We have to find the ratio between number of circles to total number of figures inside the rectangle. This is equal to number of circles are 2 is to total number of figures are 7. This can also be written as 2/7. Here 2 and 7 do not have any common factors. So required ratio is equal to 2:7.